at you if you want this, if you're not writing it down. Intention. Your intention about your life, your world, is everything, and it's literally the starting point, not the picture on the board or the wish or writing it down or the journaling it. It's the intention, and then it's the belief. And for many people it literally stops there. We have a brick wall because you don't believe you're worthy of it, you don't believe it can be true, you don't believe you deserve it, all those things and all those noises that we have running as an undercurrent in our lives. And to be fair, we learn them in the first 7 years of life. I want you to listen for the number 7. First 7 years of life, and there are 7 emotional development cycles, but things that you're taught in those years of life that's repeated and repeated. You're too loud, you're too much, stop asking so many questions, too inquisitive. You then have a whole lifetime up to this point in your adult life of believing it. So we need to kind of figure out the belief part. And then there's the dream building, which is the action that you get to take about actually getting the thing, and the impact, because the impact's important. You're not here in an altruistic way. I don't believe any one of us is here in a way that is only serving ourselves. Some people are working in the world where they're only working for themselves, but that's not us. That everything you're wishing for, dreaming for, dream building towards will have a positive impact in the world, and it's understanding that part that's important as well. So the impact, what impact can you have when you have another 10k in your bank account? And I'll just use money sometimes because for some people that literally unlocks so many doors. But please can it also be in your mind that it opens the doors that you can give more, which I know for many people it is. It's not just what we're getting, it's how much you can give, starting with you. Oh my God, you could book a manicure every month now, hooray. You can get your children some of the things that maybe that they were at heart's desire. You can also help people in your community more. And then the manifestation comes. So can you see that when we just talk about manifestation and go, let's just start with manifesting things, what do you want, let's figure out how we're going to get it, that's all the bit that we've missed. Then we go to releasing your inner magic. That's what the manifestation brings about. And the last part, literally the most important part, that's like, what would an exclamation mark be without the full stop part at the bottom? It's just a line, right? All of this work, if you imagine it, as I know we're not linear, we're circular, but this is a good example, that if all of that was just the line with no exclamation mark of how amazing you are, I like to see an exclamation mark with a star shape at the bottom, just by the way. It's like doing all of this without the receiving part, to allow yourself to be able to receive things, compliments, thank you, love from other people, money, things just working out for you because you're a wonderful human. And then we go full circle, because then it comes back to the intention and the belief. And we are cyclical beings, and all of this works in a circle. So if any of you want me to message you this formula that you can follow, intention, belief, dream building, impact, manifestation, release your inner magic, and then receiving, works. And I know it works because I've used it a million times, and I've worked with many, many ladies that have worked with me and gone, no way it's worked, no way this has arrived. And I started it with something really simple, which was with car parking spaces, which is something people talk about a lot. Car parking spaces. Right?
I do this as well.
Car parking spaces. So, and when I talk to you about the brain, this bit's important. So the car parking spaces of, you've set off on a journey, you go, shit, I think I can do this, let me just try it. It's remembering it before you actually pull into a crammed Foss Park car parking space. And I still do it, and I still remember it a little bit too late, and we're like, we never go to Foss Park, but sometimes it happens. And my husband drops me and my son off, and we're going in to get him his watch for his birthday, and he's like, can't find a car park. And I was like, oh shit, car parking space. I'm like, right, give me a second. And I come out of the shop, we need a car parking space, and I know exactly where I want it. And I literally am stood behind a pillar looking, watching all these car drives around, and I literally stepped to the right, and right in front of me is an empty car parking space with cars driving past it. And I'm going to him, can you see me? Yes, I can see you. Well, just come here because it's space. He's like, well, there can't be. I said, no, there is. He said, but I can see the cars driving past. I know. And then I go back in.
Because the universe saved it just for you.
I know. And I go back into the shop and go, fuck me, it works. Like, even I have to remind myself that it does. Sorry, I do get stressed when I'm So, and then I started to use it with higher stakes. What I realised about car parking spaces that you might not have realised, and please do practice this when you leave, like just practice it, it takes practice, is that it's risk-free, it's playful, and it's being able to retain the risk-free feeling and the playful feeling when you go, I need extra money this month to pay the mortgage. Like, now it's attached to a massive expectation, and it's not risk-free, is it? That's the difference. So if you start small and you practice it, it's risk-free. And I'm going to talk to you about your brain in a second, and it needs proof, and this is how you create the proof, right? So the practical magic is, lots of people will talk about it, you don't need proof. You don't need it, actually your brain does. So, and if we're just starting and just learning and just honing it, let's give it the damn proof. Let's just create the proof. So I have done this with my house, with my car. I've done it with an exact amount of money because my brother did it, and I was like, oh, go on then, I'll have a go. And I wrote an amount of money on a cheque, and I stuck it on a shelf in front of, next to my screen. And a few years later, I received that exact amount of money on a cheque. Now, something we have to think about is we have to give it some detail, because I received that exact amount of money through a not very great experience, and it was insurance payout, and I really wished I'd never had it because I didn't want to have had the experience. However, it was the exact amount of money to the penny, and it gave me kind of chills, and that was the point when I thought, I really have to train more deeply on this and to be able to teach it. And I am qualified and accredited by the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine. I always say that because I had to work to get it, and I'm like, I'm going to share it. As an energy practitioner and working with all of this amazing stuff. I don't know why I don't share it more, but here I am. So, higher stakes. You can practice and get to the higher stakes. At the core of all of it, though, is belief and trust, and that belief and trust isn't in it happening, it's just in yourself. Say just. It's in you. It's the belief and trust that you absolutely can create change, and it's not that complicated, except that sometimes people will let you believe that it is. So let's look at why it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work. It can feel hard because those beliefs in the first 7 years and there's emotional development cycles impact those beliefs, and let me tell you how that looks in real life. Anyone age 4 is in their truth cycle. There's 7 cycles. Age 4, you're in your truth cycle. What happens when you're 4?
You go to school.
You go to school. What do they tell you when you're at school?
Sit down, be quiet.
Sit down, be quiet. How many times?
Over
All
and
the
over.
time. How many times between your 4 and 7 would you be told, sit down, be quiet, and guess what's happening with your personality at that point?
Yeah.
You're finding your voice, but you're also learning that not being one with the crowd and doing everything with everyone else isn't safe. Because you'll get shouted at, you'll feel embarrassed, you'll feel shame, and it stays with you, and you believe that for the rest of your life until someone points it out and tells you it can actually be different, and you can retrain your brain. So the thing to do with manifesting, so actually the truth cycle, thinking about it, anyone here 25, age 25, 32, 39, 46 or 53?
That's me, I'm 46.
Okay, so you're in your truth cycle. So this year, talking about yourself, your business, interesting year when you've just started something, right?
How?
Did you know that already?
No.
So interesting, so that no one else is one of those ages, no. So, pardon?
Could it not go up a bit?
No, because then it's a next cycle. So I'm just giving you an example of the truth cycle. It's really important when we think about our work with Alicia and being more visible and talking about our business more, showing our heart more. It's just a bit more challenging in that year because it repeats every 7 years. And every 7 years you've had proof that you can't speak authentically, you can't show up as yourself. And our brain will go to that bit rather than the bit of how beautifully you talk when you stand, how you advocate for other women in the work that you do, and how you really fight for financial independence for the women in your world. And I know you do that because I'm one of them, right? And how you help give them confidence and trust by just being the beautiful soul, and that's your inner magic, right? But sometimes in this year you'll find it more challenging because those things are closer at the surface in that cycle that you're in. They're just closer at the surface. It's not impossible. And it will sometimes be more challenging to work with those parts of your world. But there are ways of making it easier. So once you know it, you're like, oh, that's why I'm finding it harder to go live. Now we know about it, we recognise it and go, right, well, I'm just going to amplify all the good stuff. I'm going to think about it first of all the ways I know I can do this. That's the proof for your brain. So the other thing with manifestation is all's great when it's going well. So how many people ever think about manifestation and getting more and creating all that magic and really focusing on it when it's all going great anyway? We don't really, do we? Do you know what we do? We wait for it till the shit to hit the fan. We wait for it to be going terrible. We wait until the money's going down in our account. We wait until the phone's gone quiet. We wait until there's only 3 likes on another post, unless you're working with Alicia. And then we doom scroll ourselves on all of that. And then we start telling someone, and I've done this in the last 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, you idiot. And so I still do it. I have to catch myself and go, do you know what happened 2 weeks ago? Everything broke, including my son's foot. And this happened, and that happened, and that happened. You know what happened yesterday? My house flooded. Like, stop doom scrolling. So it is where your energy goes and the focus flows, but our focus will naturally go to all the bits that aren't going wrong. So you're brilliant at amplifying what you're manifesting, but you're amplifying the bits that aren't going great. So you've already got proof that it works. Because haven't you? You've already got proof that manifesting works. You're just not quite manifesting. You're not amplifying the good stuff. You're amplifying the stuff that's going wrong. So when we have less clients and then we start noticing, does it dip before it comes up? Of course it does, every time, because that's what we're focusing on. And what I want you to learn is to catch yourself when you do it and go, Rachel said don't do that. Let me find the bit that goes, so lucky to live in this house. I actually love it. Well, this corner anyway, that isn't a complete mess. Right? I'm actually, look at every single penny that's in here, and look at how much of that came from me having a wonderful impact on the lives of the women or men in my world. Let's look at, I do get peace and calm. I know I have to wait till midnight, but I do get peace and calm, right? Amplifying those bits and staying in that bit. Now, can anyone recognise that that might look like what other people often talk about gratitude?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it works. Because the gratitude bit works, the journaling, the repetition of all the good stuff. It's not, if you can feel it, it's not just piecemeal doing it, it's not just ticking a box, it's actually feeling it and keeping you in that space that isn't focusing on the gap. If you're focusing on the gap, we're not shifting our state. Actually, there's a spiral. I want you to imagine, you see them hanging in trees sometimes, that there's a spiral, it's like egg-shaped, but it's a spiral. Right? And you're a bead on that spiral. You can, with your energy and your frequency and all the good stuff that you do, and every time you play music and dance and train and eat great food, you're helping that bead go up. But sometimes it can get stuck, right? You know, people talk about stuckness. We rarely refer to ourselves as I'm stuck, but we're kind of a bit stuck. And also what happens when you focus on the gap is that bead is kind of going, it's going this way. And we need to catch it. So the noticing how you're feeling and what you're thinking is one of the most important things you can do. That self-awareness part. Because if you're noticing the bead going down, the best thing you can do is just stop it. We don't even have to aim for the top rung on the ladder of this wildly incredible dream of, yes, but I do want to get this and I want to have that and I know I can see this amount of money coming in so that I can have all this impact. The single most important thing is noticing what are you doing and thinking right now, and just stop. That's the most important thing. None of this can happen without noticing how we're feeling. So we can spiral down and we want to be able to stop it. Your inner magic is the driving force, that force of nature thing, is the thing that gives you the opportunity. And as humans, our discernment is the one thing we have that artificial intelligence don't and won't ever have. That discernment of noticing where you're at and going, and I can change my state. Oils do that. You know, I've worked with oils for years. Oils can literally do that. They literally will change your state. But we want more than that. We want to not just change it from stopping it, we actually want to give it some energy that then helps it spiral. Okay, so transparent bottles I've talked about. So I need to talk to you about your brain. I can't do any of this conversation, so don't forget practical magic, the practical part about your brain. 3 really great things about your brain that is the real practical bit behind manifestation. So the first thing is, give it some proof. So we've talked about that. The feeling not good enough. So if we just don't feel good enough to do X, Y, and Z, list all the times you have been. List all the times you have been good enough. List all the times you've picked your child up, you've helped them feel better, you've talked to a friend, you've helped them feel better, you've actually created some shift in people's businesses, getting them feeling more confident in their socials, growing their finances as well as your own. So think of all the things when we don't feel good enough. If someone's telling you that you talk too much or you're asking too many questions or you're not clever enough, which is another common one, I want you to list all the great radio show hosts, podcast hosts and journalists. Because I can bet you that they were all told they talk too much and they ask too many questions. They are literally your gifts that you can lean into. Give it proof that your stories aren't true. That's the first one. The second one, also your brain. Has anyone come across reticular activation? Know about reticular activation? So your brain is always looking for proof, and it's visual proof. This is why vision boards work. Your brain is always looking for visual proof. And it will always, because you are wired for safety, it will always look for the negative proof. It's going to look for the negative proof that you shouldn't show up on social media because you're not safe. It's first of all going to go to those stories you were told as a kid, and then it's going to go to everything recent where you've seen someone get trolled. Now I'm never going live. But now that you know about it, you can go, aha, I know your trick. So rather than give it and allow it to run off with the negative proof, we're going to give it positive proof for pattern recognition. So yes, you were told you were talked too much, but actually I'm going to use that to record a video, to actually go live, because that's my God-given gift.
Can I
and
just
talent.
put in with one little thing, because this is
Yeah.
something I've been really looking at the minute with for coaching as well. And the other thing with reticular activation is that your brain will actively zone out anything that disproves what
Yes.
it's hooked on. So if you've hooked on the negative, like Rachel's saying, it will filter out all the positive stuff that's in there. Just, you won't even know it's happening,
Yes.
which is exactly why it's
Here's
so
a
important.
really great visual example of that. For those of you that buy things from a supermarket and you go down an aisle and you know the brand, I'll just use shampoo as an example. So you already know the colour, your brain's really familiar with the colour in the label and everything. There's 10,000 options on most supermarket shelves, and your brain, instantly you go, "Brrr, that one, thank you, let's go." Your brain has, it's like when you do on Zoom and you do the background
Yeah, the blur.
blur. That's how your brain works. But the thing it's focusing on is not your shampoo bottle, because it recognises the shape and the thing. It recognises the feeling, which is fear. You're not safe. You're not safe to do it, therefore don't do it. This is the safe option, do this. And you're right, it blurs out all of the reasoning. So we have to work with it to go, well, we're going to give it positive things to look at. So we can distract it. Don't let it have the time to look in the negative part. And we will create proof of safety and also proof of the positives. Your brain will then become a heat-seeking missile for more of it. So just like Fiona's just said, it's a heat-seeking missile for all the things that prove that you're not safe to talk about your business, or not safe to do this post about the thing that actually is really important to you. So let's show it that actually, well, I talked about this then, I talked about it, nobody walked away. I talked about it and some people smiled and nodded. Like, that's the proof for me. It's safe for me to talk about it, you see? So now that you know, you can work with it. And then the third part is the manifestation part, which is the car park. Just practice with car parking spaces or anything and show it that it is actually possible. That if you think about and believe, the belief has to be there. If you're going, oh, I'm going to do a car parking space, but that ain't going to work, it won't. So it's starting small and practicing. And when we've got lungs on a ladder to get to where we want to go, I want you to put 5 more rungs between each of those spaces, baby steps, right? So that's also how it works. And then the other big part of all of this is your inner guidance system, okay? Your inner guidance system. If you, on your inner guidance system, it's basically your inner sat-nav. So if you ignore it, you will get lost. If you don't know, so if you imagine we were coming here and you were just given a map for this general area, if you didn't know where you were on that map, how would you get here? You wouldn't know how to get here, would you, if you didn't know where you were? It's the same with everything in your world, in your life, in your business, in your personal life, that if you don't take the time, I do it in the morning, you can do it later than get a night to go, how do I feel? What's working? What's feeling good? What am I enjoying? Rather than, well, that was shit. Nobody turned up. Okay, let's have a look at the good things about that. I got a whole hour to do more social media because people didn't come to that particular event, or whatever. So the inner guidance system, and your inner guidance system is always talking to you. It's all the nudges that when you're busy and you're doing a lot of stuff and being distracted, they want you distracted. When I say they, I mean, they want you distracted from this and this, right? So your inner guidance system is always talking to you, and it talks through your emotion, it talks through your body physically though, and I'm going to show you how. Hand over your body. So I just want you to close your eyes. Now, I'm going to ask you to think of something not so nice first, purely to prove a point, and then I'm going to bring you straight back into thinking about something amazing. Okay? So just so you know, like, didn't come here to feel sad. Didn't come here to feel sad. Okay, so I want to prove a point. I want you to get into the most neutral position you possibly can. Like, just comfy, neutral, and close your eyes. Okay? I want you to just notice what your body feels like in neutral. Like, nothing anyway. Like, if you've got a pain in your shoulder, okay, it's hard to do neutral, but do as neutral as you can. Just completely relaxed. This is what it feels like to be neutral, because we're just in a lovely space and Rachel's waffling on, and this is just what it feels like to be neutral. I would like you just to notice particularly that your hands are relaxed and your feet are relaxed and your neck and your head are in a certain position and your shoulders are where your shoulders are. And your tummy feels just the way your tummy feels. Okay, I want you to think of something that was the most recent time when you felt fucking furious? When you just feel like, this is so frustrating, this isn't working, like when the printer inks run out or it just jams. And I want you to just think of an experience, or when shoes wouldn't go on for the millionth time and you're going to be late. Just want you to notice any change in your body. Do a head to toe scan. You're thinking about a time and you feel frustrated or angry or really pissed off of what feels slightly different. Are your fingers twitching? Do your toes come up off the ground? Do you curl your toes in a little bit? Where does the tension land? Does your shoulders go up? Does your tummy kind of go bleh? Is you breathing a little bit shallower, a bit faster? Okay, I need you to capture it now because I really want to shift you from here. So just notice, and you can do this on your own at home. Practice this. Okay, now let's move to a little shake off. Come back to neutral, have a little shake. Sorry about that. Okay, so just think about that, what your body was telling you or what your mind was telling you, and if you're like, oh, I don't like this, Rachel, get me out of it, don't like it, that's great, because it's a feeling, creating something. Now I want you to do, close your eyes, get in neutral. I want you to think of the last time you belly laughed. I want you to think of the last time you were just, God, this is so lovely. How does this get to be life? This is really lovely. This is great. This fills me with joy. Even if it's just sitting in your garden doing some crochet, or just pouring something, nice cool drink because you're 100 degrees, or just watching your children, if you have them, or your dog, and go, God, thank you. I want you to notice what your body does. I want you to notice where you feel warm. I want you to notice if you maybe end up tapping a finger, or a foot turns a certain way, or if it's just a warm fuzzy feeling in your chest. Might even just be you can feel a smile behind your lips and it feels lovely. Okay. Thank you. Come back to me, come back to neutral. The next time you have a conversation with anybody and you're trying to suss out the gate, not the gaydar, that's a whole other thing. Radar. I watched Do Not Cross a Gay Man too many times. Your radar of, what does this feel like to me? What's this opportunity someone's talking to you about? Does this feel good? This is how you can use your inner guidance system to make a decision, but it's also how you're going to choose a guide. Use your inner guidance system to manifest, because remember we talked at the start about the intention and the belief, that your body is literally telling you these things all the time. Is this the right direction to go in? Is this the right direction to go in? Is this the right price? Is this the right offer? Is this the right time to post? Is this the right thing to post about right now? Like, we don't have to overthink it. It's just any time you're thinking of going, are we going left or going right? Are my shoulders going up? Are they going down? Literally that inner guidance system, is this the right house to buy? Right? Walking in, it's not just a sense, it's going, is this the right person for collaboration? Is this the right time to put this thing on? Make sense? So you're always being spoken to, always, always, always. And I want you to give yourself the time, because when you get busy, your inner guidance system just gets completely drowned out. Okay? So I'm just going to share with you now your 3 Bs. How are we for time? I don't even know what time it is. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're full.
Okay, so your intention's really important. Your belief creates an emotion, and your emotion will then create the behaviour. So if your emotion is going, the behaviour is going to be, I'm not going live. The behaviour is going to be, I'm not going to do the post. Create the post, I ain't posting it. When the intention has enough oomph behind it, you press post because you know it's going in the right direction for you. Okay. I want you to remember that the biggest mistake you can make is manifesting the crap out of everything that you don't want. We're going to do the opposite of that. The saying, be careful what you wish for, is true, right? Be careful what you wish for. When you're talking, you're wishing. When you're speaking to other people, it is casting spells, essentially, because we're actually saying about, this is what's happening at the moment, making more of it. So I want you to, if you don't take home anything else, I want you to take home the bit of, don't manifest the crap out of the rubbish. So, 3 Bs. Beliefs. What is the story that's playing out with you at the moment when you want to achieve something and there's stuff getting in the way? What actually is that? Is it that you can feel people saying, don't do that, people won't like it? No, some people will like it. I'm loving a trend on socials at the moment, which is weirding people in. I love it. I literally love it. That's people's inner magic. That's people feeling brave enough to show that inner magic and go, I know that I feel different about this, and then they realise they're not alone. Like, you can't do anything more powerful like that at the moment, especially with the flurry of things that weren't created by humans and human hearts. That part that you think makes you different, and I'm learning this as well and getting braver in it, and that's why I'm here talking about it. Thank you, Alicia. She made me. Is that part weird people in?
I've just, do you know what? A post has sprung to mind from something I've started following, and she does that right. This is what it's like here. Sometimes I go to the toilet, and when there's no toilet roll left, I use the cardboard. And she reeled off all these like gross things. She's like, and I've always got skid marks. And it was just like, but I followed her from that, and everyone was like, oh my god, me too. Like, literally the whole list. It was like so funny.
Yeah.
But she weirded me in.
I agree. Weird people in, because actually being the same and actually following the crowd is the thing that makes it less like follow for that, follow for that. There are so many people that need your inner magic, like they need it, they're craving it, they want human connection, they want this, but they want that bit of you that you will weird people in for a fact. So, 3 B's, beliefs. What's the story that's playing out? Can you catch it? Can you take enough time away from your phone and other things to go, what actually is it? And I know it's not that easy, that's why I help people find it out. The becoming part, am I behaving like the person that I want to become? So I'm going to give you an example. I know that days under the duvet are sometimes absolutely needed, but if we do a lot of those, that's not quite behaving the person that wants Porsche on the drive. Like, it's a bit harder to find. It might take you a bit longer, but for some people our bodies and our souls just need the duvet day, so that's also fine. But I also want you to know that the behaving like the person you want to become and the life you want to create it takes action. You'll have heard meet the universe halfway, right? It literally is true that like the universe is waiting for you to go, which direction are we going in? What are we doing? Like, show me, because I'm coming to me. Like running down this, imagine a slow motion video of 2 women down here that haven't seen each other for ages, like slow motion video running together and big. That's what the little universe is going, oh no. Yeah, no, she's not doing it. Okay. And then the behaviour, what actual actions does it take to move just to the next step, not to the top rung, just the next step? And thinking about, from a behaviour thing, thinking about, am I spiralling up, am I spiralling down? Where am I? Like the knowing where you are, that pin on the map. Where am I today? Where am I this afternoon? Where am I this evening? Am I spiralling up, spiralling down? What can I do about it? Yes, also help you change your state. And yes, thinking about moving, dancing, music's amazing for helping you change your state. Other amazing people help change your state. Getting out of the house when you less feel like it, and getting in among amazing women. So, that's the 3 B's. And we talked about intention, and these are all out of order. And that was kind of it. But I had 2 more things I wanted to share with you, just 2 sentences. Your business will grow through amplifying your trust in you, not waiting for the people to give you permission to trust yourself and your business and what you came here to provide to help the world with and everyone else. No to proving, yes to releasing your inner magic and the force of nature that you are. Because the most powerful manifestation strategy you will ever dream build with is becoming the woman who already believes she is worthy of the life she's created. And on that note, I have made you a beautiful oil blend, which is called Get Out of Your Own Way. Guess who named it? Would you like to actually take one? Would you like to take one and pass it along?